It's a Friday afternoon in March 2019. The CEO of a UK-based energy firm is wrapping up his week. He's looking forward to the weekend. Maybe a pint, maybe some football. Then his phone rings. He looks at the caller ID. It's his boss, the CEO of the German parent company. A man he knows well, a man he respects. He picks up. "Hello? Johannes, listen to me." The voice on the other end says, "It's the German CEO." The accent is perfect. The slight melody in his intonation, the specific way he clips his consonants, it is undeniable. He sounds stressed. Urgent. "I need you to do something for me immediately. We are closing an acquisition in Hungary. It is extremely sensitive. I need you to wire 220,000 euros to this supplier account, right now, within the hour." The UK manager hesitates for a split second. It's a lot of money. It's Friday. It's unusual. But the voice pushes back. "There is no time for bureaucracy. If we miss this window, the deal collapses. I will email you the details. Send it now." The authority in the voice is absolute. The UK manager doesn't want to be the guy who cost the company a merger because he was too slow. He sees the email pop up. He processes the transfer. $243,000. Gone. He calls the boss back an hour later to confirm the transfer went through. "I sent the money to Hungary, just like you asked." There is a long silence on the other end of the line. "What money? What are you talking about? I haven't called you all day." The blood drains from the manager's face. He swears he talked to him. He knows that voice. He's heard it in board meetings, over drinks, on conference calls, for years. But he didn't talk to his boss. He talked to an AI. This wasn't a splice. It wasn't a tape recorder. It was the first documented case of AI voice fraud in corporate history. The criminals didn't need a gun, a mask, or a getaway driver. They stole $250,000 using nothing but a generated WAV file. And if you think that's scary, hit that subscribe button right now. Because on this channel, we track the technology that is rewriting the rules of crime. And trust me, you're gonna want to know what's coming next. Chapter 2. The terrified manager in the UK is now standing in the middle of a crime scene that doesn't exist. There are no fingerprints. There is no DNA. There is only a memory of a voice that sounded 100% real. The police arrive, but they are baffled. Usually in business email compromise scams, there are typos. The CEO writes from a Gmail account. The phrasing is weird. But this was auditory perfection. Insurance investigators from Euler Hermes Group analyzed the case. They realized the attackers had done something unprecedented. They had likely taken recordings of the German CEO from earnings calls, YouTube interviews, maybe a TED Talk, and fed them into a machine learning model. In 2019, this technology was supposed to be in research labs. It was supposed to be the stuff of Hollywood, used to de-age Luke Skywalker. It wasn't supposed to be in the hands of scammers targeting mid-level energy managers. The genius of the attack wasn't just the technology. It was the psychology. The AI didn't just copy the voice. It copied the authority. It replicated the specific German lilt that commanded respect. The criminals knew that if the voice was perfect, the human brain would fill in the gaps. We are hardwired to trust what we hear. If it sounds like Johannes, it sounds as Johannes. This is the terrifying part. The human ear is an ancient biological instrument. We are bringing a biological knife to a digital gunfight. The safe word didn't exist in corporate culture. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the crimes of the future, make sure you're subscribed. We dig up the stories that usually get buried in technical reports so you can see the world a little clearer. Go ahead, click it. I'll wait. Done? Okay. Let's talk about how they actually built this voice. Chapter 3. How much of your voice is online right now? Do you have a TikTok, a YouTube channel, a podcast, maybe just a voicemail greeting? In 2019, to clone a voice convincingly, you needed hours of high-quality audio. You needed a powerful computer. You needed expertise. The man who stole this money likely had a team of specialists. They were pioneers of fraud. But technology moves fast. Terrifyingly fast. Today, 3 years later, companies like 11 Labs or OpenAI's Valley can clone a voice with times 3 seconds of audio. That's it. You say, "Hello, I'm calling about your car's extended warranty," and I can make you say, "I declare war on Canada." The barrier to entry has collapsed. In 2019, this was a heist involving a specialized crew. Today, it's an app you can run on an iPhone. The attackers who targeted the German CEO likely used a text-to-speech synthesis engine. They typed out the script, "Wire the money to Hungary." The AI analyzed the CEO's vocal patterns and generated the audio, "Wire the money to Hungary." But they didn't just play a recording. When the UK manager asked questions, the CEO responded. This suggests they might have been using a voice conversion system in real time, like a deepfake filter for your throat. An actor speaking into a microphone, with the AI filtering their voice to sound like the CEO instantly. It's the ultimate disguise. Bank robbers used to wear Nixon masks. Now they wear data. And unlike a mask, you can't pull it off. To see who's underneath, the implications are staggering. If I can sound like your boss, I can steal your company's money. If I can sound like your daughter, I can fake a kidnapping. If I can sound like the president, I can start a war. Comment down below. If your mom called you right now and asked for $500 for an emergency, would you question it, or would you just send it? Be honest. Chapter 4. The $243,000 theft was patient zero. It was the proof of concept. But like any successful virus, it mutated, it spread, and it got much, much bigger. The title of this video mentions $1 billion. That's not clickbait. That is the estimated potential loss that this single innovation kicked off. The man who pulled off the 2019 heist showed the world it was possible. And the world took notes. In 2020, a bank manager in Hong Kong received a call. It was a director of a company he knew intimately. The director was excited. He was talking about a massive acquisition. He needed the bank to authorize transfers totaling $35 million. The voice was perfect. The bank manager recognized it. He authorized the transfers. $35 million gone. It turned out the criminals had hired a team to create deepfake audio of the director. But they didn't stop there. This wasn't just a phone call. It is rumored they used deepfake video elements in follow-up communications. The scale is exploding. We are seeing grandparent scams, where AI voices of crying grandchildren call elderly people begging for bail money. We are seeing kidnapping scams, where mothers hear their children screaming for help. The FBI has issued warnings. The NSA is worried. The technology is scaling faster than the defense. The criminals in 2019 were craftsmen. Today are industrial factories. There are call centers in Southeast Asia where rows of people are using AI voice changers to rob Americans at scale. This is the billion-dollar industry that the man in our title started. We're trying to grow this channel. If you share this video with one friend, just one, you might save them from being the next victim. Seriously, send it to your group chat. It's better than another cat meme. Chapter 5. So who was he? Who was the man who made the call in 2019? The investigation was a nightmare. The money trail was the only physical evidence. The $243,000 was wired to a supplier in Hungary. Police traced the account. But by the time they got there, the money had moved again. It had been transferred to Mexico, broken up into smaller amounts, and scattered into the wind. The supplier in Hungary was a shell company. The phone number used to make the call was spoofed. The email address was a burner. The investigators were left chasing a ghost. They proved that in the digital age, identity is fluid. If you have enough data on someone, you can trend or become them. The insurance company paid out the claim. The energy firm fired some people, updated their protocols, and tried to move on. But the damage was done. The psychological safety of the corporate world was shattered. Before 2019, if your boss called you, you answered. Now, you have to wonder. Chapter 6. We are entering the era of zero trust. In security circles, zero trust means never trust, always verify. But this is the reality the man with the voice memos created. He destroyed the most fundamental aspect of human connection, the voice. For thousands of years, the voice was the soul. It was unique, it was unforgeable. Now, it is just a file, it is just data that can be manipulated, copied, and weaponized. The man who stole that first $243,000 didn't just take the money. He took our certainty. He stole the idea that hearing is believing. And as we move into a future of deepfake video, AI avatars, and real-time synthesis, we are going to look back at that phone call in March 2019 as the moment everything changed. The Pandora's box is open, and it speaks with your voice. Thanks for watching. If you want to survive the AI apocalypse, or at least understand it, Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We've got a massive investigation coming up next week about a hacker who stole a satellite, and you don't want to miss it. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.